Okay, welcome everyone to the Pro Trader and Plus and ISM Services. My name is Lee Goldstein, Trading Director for 10 Minute Trades. I'm not a financial advisor. Please remember that all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures, so trade carefully, please. All right, the open is taking place right now. Um, I made a choice not to trade the open today. No terrible agenda why. It just was a open I wasn't trading. Tuesday, kind of a generic day. Looks like pretty nice MNQ open. You always have to check if you might have a wick going the other way. It's always possible. 33 tick wick there. Now, I wasn't watching the immediate price at the exact moment of 9:30. So anybody that traded the open on the MNQ, did it move up first or was it a straight shot down? In order to find that out, you have to look at tighter, smaller time frame charts. A 1 minute chart doesn't show you what you need to see. It was all over. All right. What brackets did people use this morning? Looks like you needed 35 on the bracket at least. Okay, it filled down first. Then it didn't matter. 35 on Sander, 40 on Roz. I think I like a 40 these days on the NQ, MNQ open. I don't think you're going to leave too much profit behind. I just don't. It's interesting, the YM has been going up. Looks like it's in a tight, everything's in a pretty tight range this morning, tighter than usual. And everybody's reporting in with winning open trades. So that's good. Good to hear. Nitin traded the YM, BC. Lewis traded a 45 bracket. Frank uses a 30, Roz a 40. Everybody's pretty much between 30 and 40, which I like generally. Just watching, letting the market calm down a little bit. There is a 9:45 report before ISM Services. It's called Final Services, and we do not trade that report. Sometimes it has an impact, sometimes it doesn't. So Calvin, now Calvin, okay, you traded NQ, NQ. So Calvin, how about a 40? Would it have saved you? Did you get filled right at the top of your bracket? So, it also depends what time are you putting your orders on the chart? Are you putting your orders on the chart exactly at 9:30? Are you putting your orders on the chart a second or two before 9:30? That makes a very big difference because 1 second before the open could be 10 ticks of movement. It's possible. And that 10 ticks could make a bracket safe or unsafe, depending on, what happens, the direction of that move. Now, I was not watching the open exactly at 9:30 this morning, so I did not see the exact price movement. All right, let's get markets starting to calm down a little bit. Just watching, just letting things calm down. So ISM manufacturing. Let's take a look at our DMM. So Caterpillar released earnings early this morning, which is a little bit annoying. They haven't done that ever in all the time, years we've been trading them. No idea why they decided to release their earnings 2 minutes early. Kind of unusual. If you look at the gold breakout, which is not my main choice on this report, it has been moving. It has been moving. Last month, we had a cancel, and our bracket is big enough to avoid a 14 tick whipsaw. And this report has had very decent moves. We have a more reasonable trade if you want low risk. We've got MNQ, which has been performing nicely, and we have the RTY, which is a new setup for this report. RTY has been trading pretty nicely on quite a few reports. It's not the highest liquidity. So let's take a look at a couple of videos real quick. Before we look at videos, we do have a spike sheet. All right, and the spike sheet, gold has improved on ISM services. If you go back to last year, it was lousy. Prior to December, there was a couple of whipsaws and a stop from July to December. Not great. And the moves were not that big either. We are seeing bigger moves on this report. It's all about risk. It's all about risk. If you want the most profit and you want to take the highest risk, the gold breakout definitely offers the bigger moves in general. Ray, that's interesting. I did not. I always, what Ray is saying is that the Earth was spinning a little faster today, so computer clocks might have been off. As a matter of, what I do every day, I wake up and the first thing I do every morning is I reset my cable modem, and the minute my computer boots up, I sync the computer. That is just a matter of procedure for me. Every morning, complete reboot, complete reset of all hardware. And it's just, I like starting fresh every day, every single day. That's what I do. I'm not saying you have to do what I do, but I like the idea of clearing out any extraneous files that might be in my anywhere on the computer. Who knows what trash is lying around that cable modem? I don't know. I like just resetting it, starting over. It doesn't hurt. It's not going to hurt you. So the decision this morning, and there is the very close to a test of the high by the YM. The question is the MNQ, RTY, or do you want to trade gold? So let's look at what happened. What happened last month? How was that 14 tick? Was it a cancel? Did we get filled? Let's see. So I'm taking care of my daughter's dog. It's a senior dog, and she's such a pain in the butt. It's unbearable. She's just acting crazy right now. She's been let out 1,000 times. She will not stop. I'm going to have to throw her out of this room. Get out of here. Get. Go. Go. Get. 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 Go. 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 She's just so annoying. I feel bad for her because, it's no fun being old. But I've let her out 80,000 times and she's acting like she wants to go out again. And she's not going out right now. So I had to throw her out. You could see that last month we did, looks like we canceled. Now it was also July 4th weekend, or it was July 3rd. I don't think it was the weekend. I think July 4th was the middle of the week last month, wasn't it? But we canceled, not a very good move. MNQ did have a decent move up. Let's look at a lot of wick, a lot of pullback. July 3rd, a lot of people will not trade July 3rd no matter what. It's not the best day to trade, honestly. Let's take a look at June. I give her so many treats, Ray. It's unbelievable. I'm really nice. That's the truth. But it really is annoying when, I just can't take, I don't have the patience I used to have, especially when she's just being annoying for no reason. And then she breathes right on me, and her breath really stinks because she's old. And she just had a dental, too. Thing is, she's a sweet dog. I like her, but she drives me crazy. All right, this video is driving me crazy. It won't go forward, so I can't watch the June. See what happens? Sometimes a video just like seems to be up. Maybe it'll move. It was freezing in time. Now it's going. All right, let's see if we can get it going. June, ISM. Come on. It's a little bit frozen. Let me see if it'll catch up here. Right at 10 o'clock. I can't. 30 seconds before the news, it's kind of frozen. Um, Calvin, I'll send you the link. If you just go to the website, just go to the website. So it was a pretty frozen trade on the MNQ. Look at also, we can't tell. I don't trust this video to give us an honest look at what really happened. So that was June. We did get the orange orders of death. Now, there's 1 minute until that 9:45 event. Let's watch the 9:45, and then we'll put our setup in. And I don't want the YM. GC 1225, MNQ on the right. Lizard's great. They're really good indicator company. I'm trying to set up a webinar with them to get us a really good deal on their squeeze. That's my goal. Set up a webinar because they have a good squeeze. It's really good. They've been around longer than us, I believe. Here's the news. Pretty close to what was expected, but good news. MNQ moving up a little bit. gold moving down a little bit, which you would expect from good news. Not a gigantic response. All right, let's head over to ISM. So the question is, ISM's got 4 out of 6 gold winners. And being the risk taker that I am, I'll take gold this morning. All my prop accounts are just reasonably a little bit profitable. The MNQ is going to go test the high, except number 19. And I think I'm going to trade number 19 on this. So our setup, and I'm going to trade gold on the breakout. Breakout number 1. I'm going to trigger at 9:59:59. The bracket is 20. And we've got targets of 15 and 30. That means you could use anywhere between 10 and 40-ish, 10 and 50-ish. You know, we have one anomaly. In May, we had 122 tick. That was an anomaly. That's not normal for this report. All right? Not normal for this report. The stop is 25. It's not a tiny risk when you use gold on this report. And I would do a BE -5 or 6, break even if target 1 gets hit. And then I'll label this breakout GC. And it's been a while since I've created templates for a lot of these regular normal trades. 9:59. So I'm going to go to template. I'm going to go to save. And then I'm just going to not type over anything. I'm just going to type ISM Services, today's date. Today's date. Save it. So now I have a template. I'm going to test the bracket, the width of the bracket by setting the time to 0 while I'm on sim. And I can check that I'm on sim. And now spread the chart a little bit, turn on the 0 time, and it's a good looking manageable bracket. So I'll go back to gold, the strategy, and put it on 9:59:59. So our gold trade is ready. Put the chart on the instrument that I'm trading. I said 19. Apply it, okay it, choose it, and I'll also put on a reverse continuation, 1 position of gold. Change the breakout to a reverse continuation. And I'm just doing a target of 25 and a stop of 25. Scalp. GC reverse continuation. Same account because when the breakout's over, it's going to be on the same chart. And I'll apply that and okay it. And somebody goofed. I goofed because I overwrote. So what did I do wrong? I accidentally overwrote my trap, my breakout. So it's good that I saved it. So let me finish. So I overwrote it. Instead of adding the second strategy, I just modified my existing one instead of adding the second strategy. So that's fine, no big deal. So now this is my reverse continue. Just have to make sure. That's why we label them also. So we can okay that. And when we enable it, check it, it's our reverse continue. We get our buttons. So I have to go back, load my template. I'm glad I saved a template. Here's what I didn't do. I didn't double click a second news trader setup. So now I can go to template, load it, and find ISM Services today's date. ISM Services. Let's see if I can find it. And if I can't find it for whatever reason, I have way too many ISM Services templates. ISM Serve 8525 V8. I do V8 to differentiate old templates that don't work. So 959.59, there's our template, bracket of 20. Targets, I said anywhere between 10 and 50-ish. Stop is 25. Target one stop move, BE minus 5, if you so choose. Not everybody likes to move their stop if their first target gets hit. It's labeled BRK gold, apply it, okay it, and now I should probably check my bracket again, which I will. So let me go back to the breakout, put the time at 0. I'll test my brackets one more time since I goofed here. Make sure the software is on sim for a minute. You don't want to accidentally fill your trade. Put your chart on sim so you see your brackets. And then enable your trade with 0 time, and there's your brackets. Perfect. Go back, put the time back to 9:59. It's a 10 o'clock event. And now our breakout, we have to just make sure we set up the account so it's on the right account to trade. Apply it, okay it, put chart trader back on that account, and we're in business. Okay it. All right, then do you want to trade MNQ or do you want to trade RTY? So MNQ has been doing very well as the second event. But I'm going to set up RTY because it's new and we want to see how it does. So I'll add a third chart quickly because time is running out now. I'll add a quick MNQ chart. But let me set up the RTY first. So RTY 0925. And our setup is the following. Double click News Trader. It's a breakout. You want to save time? Load your gold template. All right. I'm going to load my gold ISM Services template because I'm lazy. I don't feel like typing things in. Let me find it. ISM Services 8528, blah, blah, blah. Double click it. But it's a different instrument. All right. So our bracket is different. It's 15. So we have to change our bracket. We're on breakout. RTY, same activation. And our targets anywhere between 15 and 30. And then our stop is 30. And I will move my stop to break even minus 5 if my first target is hit. I will label this breakout RTY. Right now we'll leave it on sim for a moment. We'll save our template. And I'll call it ISM Services RTY, right? 8525. And now we have our RTY saved. We're going to put the time on 0 just to verify the bracket management. Put the chart on sim for a moment. Turn on the trade with 0 time. A little bit tight on the bracket, just spreading it a little bit wider. And now I'm going to go back, put the time on 9:59:59. We have our bracket 15. We have our targets anywhere between 12 and 30-ish. Our stop is 30. Time is back to correct. Putting the chart on 18. Breakout RTY is labeled. Apply it. Okay it. Put chart trader on 18. And turn it on. And then I'm just going to watch this morning the MNQ. I mean, how many trades can you trade, right? How many trades can you trade? This could be a fast moving event. So I've got the gold breakout and I've got an RTY breakout, which is a new setup. I'm going to leave it at that. And after this event, we have a few hours off and we will be back in the room at 3:45. Slightly updated time, not 4 o'clock, 3:45 for AMD earnings. And we'll stay in the room for the API report because we are masochists. Now, we had a really, really good trading week last week. I'm not even done making half the good videos that I need to make for social media. We had so many good trades last week. I think I left more money on the table, though. The crazy part of it all is I missed. I'm happy to say that I personally missed a bunch of trades that members made money on, which made me quite happy. But my trading, I can't believe the trades I missed because sometimes you make a mistake. It is the truth. I made a mistake. United Health. I'm still aggravated over that. I waited. Been waiting 3 months for that trade. There's API. We'll be in the room doing earnings, Calvin. Humana. Um, no, we didn't miss it. We didn't miss it. We were there. I missed it because I put my charts on Sim. Um, and I was talking and not paying attention. But everybody should have had their trade set up. It was a monster move also. Humana was phenomenal. And Microsoft was the one I missed. Microsoft, I I swear I heard in my headset that the earnings were out and they weren't, and I didn't hear it, obviously. And I canceled the breakout, and then it was a perfect breakout like 10 seconds later. And I mean, people made serious money. It was a really good move. And then I don't want to talk about Caterpillar. That's just complete. And I'm not going to mention Palantir. I'll never mention Palantir again until we make some serious money on it. I mean, sometimes I lay in bed at night and I wonder how I could have made that decision that I made. How could I possibly have made that decision? It's like, but what do we teach? You have to forgive yourself in life. That's like a good life lesson with everything. You got to forgive yourself pretty quickly. The faster you learn to forgive yourself, the more success you'll have because you won't torture yourself. But I can't let some of these go. Maybe by the end of the week. I'm breaking all my own psychological rules. Okay, there's our breakouts. Gold, terrible reversal. Terrible reversal. I'm really frustrated with gold on a lot of reports. it's whipping so much, and the RTY was target one, and it whipped also, but not in the same way. Not in the same way. But gold is just really a struggle. It's really a struggle at times. Too much whipping. RTY is pushing down on this. Is it going to go test the low? I didn't set up a second RTY setup. I set it up on gold, but gold is already testing the high here. So a small winner on RTY, but not good on gold. Not good on gold, but we're really trying to find more and more alternatives to gold. Now, it did not look like, did anyone trade the MNQ on that? Anyone trade the MNQ on that? I was not watching the MNQ initially, so I didn't see it. What happened, TJ? Did it work for you? Yours did not fire. It was fast. Uh, Francis did not fire, and Sanders did. Now, Sanders is trading it in cash. And I think, now Francis, I think, is trading it in cash also. And interestingly, both Francis and Sander are international, not in the US. I think RTY wants to test that load, but that low, I just don't know if I can set up a reverse continue fast enough, and if it's advisable to chase it, if you know what I mean. And I'm glad I didn't rush, because look at the price action. So why is the RTY maybe not a great opportunity for a test of any high or low? Because it's dead in the middle. It's dead in the middle. Now the news, non-manufacturing was a little bit negative. It wasn't monstrously negative. It was somewhat negative, I would say. And then prices were up though. So that's not good news because that's inflationary, that prices are up. Okay. That's inflationary. Normal people know the truth about prices. Normal people know the truth. Roz, I'm glad to hear about the video. That's great. The video your trades. Then I can definitely help more. So gold was a lousy breakout. RTY, my RTY was just half of a target one winner. It looked like it whipped a lot, but it looks like everybody else made money. I'm not seeing any stops by anyone unless you traded the gold breakout, which most people are avoiding gold if there's other setups. Now, the MNQ for some people was fine, and for a few others, it didn't fire. Now, Nitin, you made money on gold. That's interesting. Let's look at the video. Let's look at the video. Did I get a bad fill on my gold breakout? Wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me. I'm removing all my setups. So my gold was filled long. Now, it's interesting. It was filled long at 17. Sorry, 31. 34, 31. So it was filled long and then it pulled right back down. That's what killed gold. It went to 34, 34, 31, 70. Immediately pulled back. That killed the trade. Then it pushed up to test the high. It needed a 30 bracket, it looks like to me. A stop. Needed a bigger stop. I do believe 5 extra ticks on the stop would have protected gold. Now, and Calvin is proving that possibly because he had a 50 stop on gold. He had a 50 stop. Um, Now, one thing about videos, if they're larger than 25 megabytes, it's almost impossible to send them via email. What I do, well, what we do is because RTY is going to test that darn low. It looks like it's going to test that darn low. I just don't want to chase it right now, even though I really think it's going to get there because I don't have a setup set up. I don't have a setup. If I was trading alone in my room, sometimes I would do something crazy. I'll show you what I would do crazy in sim, but I'm not going to show you what I would do crazy live. If I really am suffering from a monstrous fear of missing out, this is like the worst thing I could show you not to do. This is what not to do. I'll sell the market off of the chart trader, right? And I'm not saying do this. This is what not to do. And what Calvin is saying, save the videos to Google Drive, then share the link. Perfect. That is exactly what to do. If your video is long and you don't know how to email it, you can't email it. And I don't really like Dropbox. Google Drive is the best. Send it, I'll download it, and then you can delete it tomorrow. So you don't even have to keep it up. But if I'm going through an insane fear of missing out and I want to trade the most incorrect way possible, I'll sell. So let's say I think this is going to test the low, even though now it's not. It clearly didn't. But let's say I think it's going to test the high and I don't want to miss it. So I'll buy the market, no stop, no nothing. And then to get safe, I'll put my cursor far away. And since I'm long, I'll put a sell limit up top and I'll create a reasonable stop. Okay. And then on the bottom, I'll do a buy stop so that I have a sell stop. Uh, so I have at least a trade that has a stop. I don't like trading without stops. But that's not a smart way to trade because what if the market goes haywire before you get your stop on? You could lose thousands of dollars. So it's not advisable. I'm just showing you what people do sometimes. And if you do it, you go crazy. The way you want to make yourself safe is by getting your stop on there fast. The other crazy thing people do is fear of missing out, and maybe you're trading micros and you don't have enough contracts, and your trade is set up. I could sell another contract, right? Now, you know what's funny is no, I couldn't. I made a mistake. So I was long. So I can, let me close everything. Let me close everything, get rid of all my orders. Let's say I sell the market. I put a stop on, right? So I'm short, so I'm going to buy below and I'm going to sell. I'm going to buy up top, right? Sorry, sell up top. No, no, I got to buy up top. I'm short. Hang on, hang on. I'm short. I got to buy at the bottom if it goes down. If it goes against me, I got to buy it back. All right? So my order up top is a buy. Now, I'm going to not tell you what I was going to do because you can't do it the way that I'm doing it now. If I had a strategy on and it was running and I wanted to add a position, let's say I was short, I could sell it and add a position. But then you've got to go to the order. So here's the order, right? And let the program know you have an extra contract. Or what happens is when things fill and hit your targets or your stop, you won't be taken out of the market if you don't let the software NinjaTrader platform know how many contracts you're actually trading. So the point I'm making is if you do things and you break rules and you create an unsafe situation for yourself, at least know how to rectify it, right? So if, for instance, I had a strategy running, a breakout strategy, and I said, wow, this is working incredible. I want to add another contract and I don't know how to do it. I'm just going to buy the market, which, it's not advisable to do it that way. But let's say I did. Then, if it were this particular case where I only have one position initially, but I've bought another one, I have to tell the software that my stop now has two positions. So I click the number and then the check mark after I increase the position size. All right. And I need to do the same to my stop. Click the number of contracts, and it will let you adjust the number of contracts. So if you do, break rules, go a little crazy, take advantage of them. Maybe somebody said something and the market is absolutely going down, and you absolutely want to add a contract, and you're in a setup. You can sell the market with the chart trader, but don't forget to update your positions so that when you hit your target or you hit your stop, the trade ends. That's the key. So the trade ends. You don't want it to hit your target and then leave you in the market necessarily with that extra contract. Okay? Does that make sense? So I'm not saying that's a smart way to trade, but I'm saying things happen. Sometimes you want to do something you don't normally do, and it is just part of life. At least if you do it, know how to keep yourself as safe as possible. That's the key. So if you make a mistake of judgment, it doesn't kill you. Know how to rectify it in a way that at least it makes you safer. All right? Let's look at the video on that gold move because it looks like it needed a bigger bracket. So let me just render this real fast. I mean, it's clear what happened on the event I traded. It filled me halfway up the candle and then pulled back. That was obvious. Now, ISM Services, so right here at 10, you see it went up, pulled all the way back down. So it filled, it went to the fill, and then pulled back down about 23 ticks. And that's what ruined the trade. It pulled back those 23. Okay, Roz, I will, you can't download it. Yeah. Okay, sending me the link should work fine, Roz, and I'll let you know if I can see it. I'll let you know if I could see it. All right. So for me, the gold was not a very good fill and it pulled down. RTY, let me get a better version of this video. Let me see if I can get a better version. What is going on with that video? Hang on. Something is crazy. Here we go. Let's try this. All right. That's normal. That's better. RTY was in the middle. Now, a lot of people had a good RTY. My RTY only gave me a small amount of ticks. Let's see if I can tell. So it hit the first target. Oh, okay. I had a 12 first target and it went to break even -5. So it only made 7 ticks because it pulled back. Moving the stop to break even -5 caused the trade to be taken out. So in this particular case, it might have been better this morning not to move the stop. And sometimes that'll happen. And then the MNQ did not look like that great a move to me, but everybody that traded it seems to have made money on it. And quite a few people didn't get filled. There was no trigger. So watch. I'm sure it was super fast. There's the news. Oh, wow. Mine gapped down. Wow. Not surprised that many people did not get filled. And I'm absolutely surprised that people made money on that. That looked really unsafe. But I think people that got that trade off and it worked, that might have been a little bit of a market gift. That actually, my chart looked like it froze. Looked like the chart actually froze. And then it opened with a gap after like 2 seconds. Francis, yours did it too. Okay. So in very fast markets, the reality is, as we see it over and over and over, you're going to get a multitude of different fills and profits from all different traders. Some are going to get a great event. Some are going to get target one. Some are going to get a perfect trade where everything works. It's the nature of very fast markets because everybody's fills in very fast markets tend to be quite different. So that's why it's not always the same for everyone. Different placement of orders at the moment, your orders went on your charts. And that causes differences in trade profits, losses, everything. Okay? But that was very strange on the MNQ. Very strange. All right, everybody, we will be back. We will be back. Yeah, the world's spinning faster worked for Roz. Thanks, everyone, for watching on YouTube. Please hit the notification bell so we can reduce the number of emails we're sending on YouTube, please. If you hit the notification bell, you will know when we're streaming and we won't have to send those emails. So, I've been sending some emails, but I've been reducing them. We are going to stop sending emails. So thanks for joining us on YouTube. Appreciate it.